Hi, Michael Buffer here, and you are watching Lights Out.
This is FAISAL Khan for Lights Out, and with me via Zoom, joining me all the way from Ireland, joined by Callum Bradley. Callum, good evening to you, mate. How are you doing?
I'm all good. How are you keeping?
I'm very well, thank you for asking. You seem to be in a positive mood, judging by the way you've been smiling since you've jumped on here.
Yeah.
I don't really see many people in a positive mood these days.
I don't know.
It's been a tough year for yourself because you've not been out as much as you would have liked to have been. But obviously, this whole pandemic lockdown coronavirus situation has played its part in that. How have you managed to just keep on smiling, keeping yourself going, and keep yourself motivated when you do get back out into the ring?
Well, there's nothing you can really do about it. You just have to stay positive. I can't do anything to change what's happening in the world, so just have to keep training, keep looking to the future, and just keep training hard and just keep looking to the future. Really, I know I haven't been out as much as I would like this year. I was out in February, and then I was supposed to be back out in April, but it was cancelled obviously due to the pandemic. But just there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to stay positive and stay in the gym and keep training hard and keep trying to improve yourself. Like
a lot of fighters in your situation, especially the ones that are at the early stages of their career, there's been quite a few of them that have had to just pack in boxing in a hole because not being out regularly, not being able to get on these big shows, and of course they've all got, majority of them have families to provide for and stuff. Has there ever come a point where during this whole pandemic you thought that maybe you might have to leave the sport at some stage because of not being active and not being able to get out there regularly enough?
No, definitely not. I've never thought about that. I need to pack this in or anything. It's just I know it's hard for everyone, but I don't really have I don't have a young child. I don't have a family to look after. I'm still living at home, which is better than maybe other fighters that have a family and a house or whatever to pay for, which is a big help. And also my sponsors, they've made me a big help during the pandemic, helped me out even when I wasn't fighting. They were still there for me and they stuck by me because they know how far I'll go and after whenever all this is settled. Like.
Yeah, with MTK Global, they've put on some amazing shows over the last couple of months. They've got a couple coming up, especially the one on December the 2nd. I'm really looking forward to. Have you spoken to MTK Global of when they could perhaps be looking to get you on one of their shows, because we know they're going to be regularly active, especially in 2021?
Yes, I've actually been speaking to Jimmy there this week, and we're looking at a couple of potential dates in January that I'll be out. Hopefully all goes to plan, we'll be out in January.
How much praise do you give MTK Global for still looking after you during this whole pandemic and the way they've looked after all the other fighters with what's been going on outside of boxing?
Yes, MTK have been great. They've always kept me updated with everything. They've been trying. They tried this year to try to get me out, but just think that things didn't happen. And they've always kept me updated. Jimmy Conlan's been great and always keeping me in the circle, knowing what's happening and just staying ready. An opportunity could come up, and that's what I've done. I've stayed ready, but obviously something just hasn't come up, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like.
As I mentioned, obviously 2021, they'll be looking to put on more shows. I'm pretty sure you've got ambitions for 2021. How many times can we expect to see you out in the ring next year, and when can we possibly see you return to the ring?
I'll hopefully be out in the ring start of the year, and if everything goes to plan, maybe hopefully be out 4 or 5 times. But obviously that just depends on the pandemic and how many shows that MTK can put on. I'm sure they'd love to put on one every week, but obviously with the guidelines and stuff, there's not much you could do. Like.
One fighter from the same part of the world as yourself is Carl Frampton. I know you obviously must look up to Carl Frampton. He's achieved a lot. He's scheduled to fight Jamal Herring at some stage. I mean, we're just waiting for Bob Arum and Top Rank and MTK Global to give us something as in terms of when that fight happens next. First of all, do you think Carl Frampton's got what it takes to come over Jamal Herring and become a world champion again?
I think he does, yes. I know he's a lot smaller. I know Jim Herring's a slick southpaw. He's a lot taller than Carter. But I think on the night, Carter Frampton, he can definitely beat him.
You've been very fortunate to have looked up to some fighters from, Ireland, Northern Ireland, such as, and Barry McGuigan. How much inspirations were these guys to you growing up? And when you look at their sport, because they've never had it easy, is it sort of a motivation for you to continue through this pandemic and think to yourself, one day you'll get those big nights in, Ireland, in front of your own home crowd, and one day hopefully be challenging for a world title?
Yeah, definitely. That's what I've been always dreaming of since I was a young lad. I remember going to the Carter Frampton world title fight outdoors against Kiko Martinez, and always dreamt of always fighting on these cards, headlining these cards for like world titles and stuff like that. And cards been a big motivation to me and plenty of other young fighters in Belfast and Ireland.
I remember a few years ago when he fought Luke Jackson at Windsor Park, and great spectacle, because not only did you have that Carl Frampton coming back to Windsor Park, but you also had Deontay Wilder turning up, and having a back and forth on more than one occasion. That's something you would like to do one day, is get on, a big bill at Windsor Park, or on like a Carl Frampton undercard.
Yes, definitely. Well, I was lucky enough to get on already another big card. Last summer, Falls Park was a massive card. Michael Conlan was an unreal atmosphere, something I've never seen before in my life. I was on in the third fight on that show, and then I got to enjoy the show after it, and you could see the atmosphere building and building towards Michael's fight. Was just unreal.
When you think of Michael Conlan, again, another big figure, another big Irish boxer who's achieved a lot, in the amateurs and of course the pros, 14-0 right now. I mean, it's just a matter of time before he gets that world title shot. Is 2021 the ideal year you'd like to see Michael challenge for a world title? And if it does happen, a lot of people have said about a potential fight between him and Josh Warrington. Who would you back in that fight?
I think Michael would beat him on his night. Michael Conlan would definitely. I know he's still only 14 fights. Josh would be a lot more experienced than him in them big fights. But Michael's a very talented fighter in amateurs. He was brilliant. I love watching him, and he was. I definitely would back Michael Conlan to beat him. But I think Michael is moving down. I think the super bantamweight to pursue a world title first. I think that's what he's going for.
Either way, Michael Conlan and Josh Warrington would be a brilliant fight,
Yes, definitely. It would be brilliant. It would be brilliant if it happened in Belfast. It would be brilliant.
That'd be amazing. Northern Ireland versus England,
It'd be great.
Definitely be something we're looking forward to. Right, Callum, hopefully what can we expect to see from you in 2021?
Just getting back in the ring. I just can't wait. I've been buzzing ever since the first lockdowns happened. Since my fight got cancelled in April, I've just been buzzing to get back in the ring, get fighting, stepping up to 6 rounds, and just getting in there and staying busy and just keep improving every fight, and hopefully the titles will come then.
Well, we hope you do get back into the ring as soon as possible. We know it's not been easy for yourself, because many fighters are in your situation right now, and it must be a tough time having to just constantly stay in the gym and stay training, but not to show off all those skills that you've got. And 2021 is a big and successful year for yourself.
Thank you.
Alan Bradley, really appreciate you joining us, and we look forward to speaking to you some point, perhaps towards the end of the year, maybe next year. And if we don't, and it is next year, early Merry Christmas and early Happy New Year, and we look forward to speaking to you soon.
Thanks for your time. Thank you very much.
Your time, Alan Bradley. Thank you very much for talking to Lights Out.